Water. People have always chosen to live near a water source. But here's the crazy part. Even too much of a good thing can be fatal. The killer here isn't a chemical, it's the sheer volume of water itself. The approximate lethal dose for an average adult? We're talking around 6 to 7 large liters, consumed within just a few hours. That's about 25 to 28 standard glasses. When you drink that much too fast, it causes something called hyponatremia. Basically, your blood sodium levels get dangerously diluted. This makes your cells, especially the ones in your brain, swell up. That swelling is cerebral edema, which can quickly lead to seizures and ultimately coma. It's a shocking way to go, all thanks to extreme hydration. Burger. Next up is the universally loved burger. The modern hamburger has been a fast food staple since the 20th century, but the danger here isn't the volume, it's contamination. The primary toxic component is bacterial pathogens, specifically things like E. coli or salmonella, when the meat is undercooked. The shocking truth? It could take just one contaminated patty to be lethal. This leads to bacterial sepsis, or a related syndrome, where the infection or toxins cause acute kidney failure or a severe, overwhelming systemic infection. The theoretical lethal dose is approximately 84 in 10 minutes. This can be dangerous due to the density of bread and meat. Chocolate. Ah, chocolate. It started as a bitter drink for the Aztecs, only to become the sweet treat we crave today. The problem here lies with theobromine, a stimulant similar to caffeine. To reach a lethal dose, you'd need to consume about 85 standard milk chocolate bars. That's roughly 22 pounds, or maybe 25 squares of pure baker's dark chocolate. This massive dose causes cardiovascular overstimulation, essentially shocking your heart into fatal arrhythmias and triggering neurological failure. The good news is you'd likely feel so sick from the sugar and fat long before you hit that point. Coffee. Speaking of stimulants, let's talk coffee. Originating in Ethiopia, its energizing effects literally helped fuel the Enlightenment in Europe. The toxic component here is pure caffeine. To overdose, you'd need around 10 to 14 grams of pure caffeine, which translates to an eye-watering 70 to 100 cups of regular coffee consumed rapidly. This is pure cardiac arrest. The stimulant overdose causes your central nervous system and heart to seize up, leading to uncontrollable and fatal heart rhythms. Salt, the essential seasoning. Historically, it was a vital commodity, literally giving us the word salary. The danger lies in consuming too much pure sodium. An approximate lethal dose is about 40 to 70 teaspoons, or a half a pound if you eat it without enough water to dilute it. This causes hypernatremia, extreme sodium poisoning. The excess sodium pulls water out of your brain cells, causing swelling and internal bleeding, quickly leading to neurological failure. Pizza. Next is pizza, which evolved from simple flatbread in Naples to a global culinary icon. Now, I have good news. There is no known chemical toxin in a regular pizza. The lethal dose is an impractical volume, likely over 30 entire, large pizzas in one sitting. The cause of death wouldn't be poisoning, but rather physical volume. You'd experience acute stomach rupture, severe vomiting, and the risk of choking on the contents before any chemical toxicity could occur. Apple. The humble apple, a fruit cultivated for thousands of years. The danger isn't the flesh, but the amygdalin found inside the seeds. The dose? You'd need to crush and consume the seeds from around 18 to 20 apples. Once crushed, that amygdalin is metabolized into hydrogen cyanide in your stomach. The resulting cellular asphyxiation stops your cells from using oxygen, leading to rapid internal suffocation and multi-organ failure. So chew your apples, but spit those seeds out. Tuna, a large predatory fish whose consumption surged with the invention of large-scale canning. The primary toxic component is methylmercury, which tuna accumulate over their lifetime. The danger is long-term accumulation of mercury over years, leading to permanent neurological damage and kidney failure, not a sudden event. To reach a theoretically lethal dose of methylmercury from tuna over 2 years, A 70-kilogram person would need to consume an average of approximately 33 to 174 standard cans of tuna every single day, depending on the type of tuna. Onions. The toxic compounds in onions and garlic are sulfur-containing oxidants like N-propyl disulfide. Dogs and cats are highly sensitive to these compounds. Their red blood cells are much more susceptible to oxidative damage, which leads to a severe condition called Heinz body hemolytic anemia. But human body metabolizes them quickly enough to generally prevent life-threatening toxicity. The amount required would likely be so enormous that a person would be physically unable to consume it due to severe digestive symptoms. Donuts. From the Dutch oily cakes, the donut is a modern favorite. Since there's no inherent poison, the toxic components are the sugar and trans fats themselves. To hit a dose based on volume and sugar load, you might need about 500 glazed donuts in one sitting. The mechanism? Hyperglycemic crisis. Choking. The body would enter a severe metabolic crisis from the sugar overload, resulting in violent vomiting and the associated risk of aspiration. Chips. The humble potato chip invented in the 1850s is simple: fried potato and salt. The key toxin is primarily sodium, alongside acrylamide in burnt chips. The lethal dose is an impractically high volume. We're talking over 100 large bags. Acute death is highly unlikely. The resulting crisis would be metabolic stress from a massive salt and fat load, severely stressing your cardiovascular system and throwing your electrolytes into chaos. Coca-Cola. Invented as a medicinal tonic in 1886. The danger here is the combination of water, caffeine, and sugar. The lethal dose is a staggering 25 to 30 liters, or about 80 to 100 cans, consumed rapidly. This would be a perfect storm of hyponatremia and hyperglycemia. The sheer water volume causes water poisoning, while the massive sugar load accelerates the electrolyte crisis, leading to metabolic shock. Coins. Coins are the most commonly swallowed item, with approximately 33,000 cases reported annually in the United States alone. A lethal dose could be just one single coin if it gets lodged in the windpipe, causing immediate, fatal asphyxiation. But for ingestion, the danger is chemical. If someone swallows more than 10 or 15 coins, the stomach acid releases toxic zinc salts, causing zinc toxicity. This leads to severe internal damage, anemia, and acute kidney failure. Ice cream. Historically reserved for royalty. Again, no chemical poison. The risk is the sheer sugar and fat load. The lethal dose is theoretical, perhaps 25 gallons based on volume. The risk would be hypothermia from the huge cold volume, or, more likely, an acute hyperglycemic crisis, leading to a metabolic shutdown. Cheese. A preserved dairy product dating back millennia. The toxic components are high saturated fat and sodium. Like pizza, acute death would result from severe organ stress and aspiration. Consuming between 1.75 kilograms and 4.7 kilograms could be acutely fatal due to salt poisoning, hypernatremia. It's a more than one, but less than two typical brie wheels. Sugar, once a luxury, now a ubiquitous dietary component. The lethal dose is roughly 2.5 to 3 kilograms, 5 to 6 pounds, which is about 125 full tablespoons consumed rapidly. This causes severe dehydration. The massive amount of sugar in your gut acts as a powerful osmotic agent, pulling huge amounts of water from your body, causing fatal fluid and electrolyte imbalance. Vitamin D. The toxic component is excess calciferol, the active D. The lethal dose is a single massive intake of around 200,000 to 500,000 international units. This leads to hypercalcemia, where toxic levels of calcium are created in the blood, causing the hardening of soft tissues and resulting in irreversible kidney failure. Wine. Finally, wine. Central to ancient cultures and still a popular social drink. The toxic component is pure ethanol, alcohol. The lethal dose is around 4 to 5 standard bottles consumed quickly. This results in respiratory depression. Alcohol is a powerful central nervous system depressant, and an overdose causes your involuntary functions, like your breathing, to slow down until they simply stop.
Thanks for watching this video. I hope some of it was helpful and some of it was funny. Check out the next video and see you soon.